Alrighty. Apex is dying. Why? Oh no.
Yo, before this video starts, I want to do a quick Spark Notes version of what I go through in the video because this video might not be for everybody. I deep dive into the things that I believe are causing players to step away from Apex and what we could do to fix them. I do believe that people are stepping away from Apex because of the lack of content, the lack of innovation and creativity when it comes.
Okay, let me write this down because note. Lack of content. No innovate. I just spelled that wrong. Is it two N's in innovation?
To Apex, game modes, and the quality of life. Yo, what's up?
No, wait, what? No quality of life? Innovation. Oh, quality of life? I don't know what that means. E. Wait, no. Shit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This one today, we got something stinky to talk about. You know, I'm just gonna spray the cold water on your face right now and just give you a big wake-up call. The community is in shambles because Apex is in shambles, and what I mean by that is it is at an all-time low in terms of viewership since the year 2020. Now, I know that sitting here and
hey, we're like coming on the wind down of the pandemic or whatever. Everyone's chilling in their houses, not doing shit. So every video game is going to be like on upstonks at this point, all right? So a caveat.
And using Twitch numbers only isn't a good justification as to why the game is dying or...
Well, it's just a bullet point in... what do you call it? It's just a bullet point. It's just a point of reference. It's not like absolute. It is like a piece of like correlation, but correlation doesn't equal causation. It's just like a variable in the equation, more or less.
Or quote dead, but it's across the board. You can see it with YouTube as well. And if we want to deep dive further into that, into the deep end, it's also within the player base. Now, before we kind of
player going down
forward into this conversation, I do think that it is worthwhile noting that all games go through this cycle. Okay, this isn't just Apex specific.
And granted, the numbers you just saw were just Steam numbers. There's plenty of Apex players playing on console. Like Apex is on PlayStation and Xbox, right? And on what's the Nintendo one? The Switch? Yeah, there's also 3 more consoles that Apex is being played on that you have to take into account because Respawn takes it into account. So seeing only Steam is just like a piece.
Fortnite went through it when Apex was at his peak. Warzone went through it when Fortnite and Apex were at their peaks. And now it's just Apex's turn. Let's also bear in mind that as it sits right now, Fortnite just dropped and it's a completely like overhauled season. The new map of Warzone just came out literally today. So
I mean, when was this video released? 11 days ago? Fortnite, it has been popping off with... What was it? Like OG Fortnite, that thing was a thing. And what was it? Like the no build? Like ever since they came out with no build, I'm not like I don't play Fortnite, but like I know no build. If I were to play Fortnite, I'd probably just play like no build. And no build Fortnite just allows more people to just enjoy the gunplay of the game without having to learn the extra skill of just building and creating like a little tower.
Obviously, eyes are going to be on those 2 battle royales, leaving Apex behind. Now, the big question is it going to really stay behind in...
I mean, honestly, to be fair, Warzone 2, is it now? Warzone 2 is a thing, but I don't know about the player numbers or anything like that. I mean, I could just... Well, let me see. Let me see. Steam charts. Wait, it's not on Steam. Steam charts. I don't know. Warzone 2. Call of Duty? No, that's not even... Oh, Modern Warfare 3. Okay. I think this is just a multiplayer. Oh, wait. It does include it does include Warzone. Oh, dang. It's actually... all-time peak, all right, but 24-hour peak right there. I mean, it's not terrible. This is pretty good. I mean, yeah, Modern Warfare 3 and like Warzone Or wait, are all three of these lumped in to this number? Okay, 'cause that's kind of weird for them to include like the multiplayers of these two and Warzone for this one number. That's kind of like deceiving, and I probably can't even count this really. So I actually have no idea how many people are actually playing Warzone 2. So it is what it is.
In terms of viewership and innovation. Personally, my hope is no. And I don't think it's wrong to want to hope that your game, your favorite game, I should say, isn't going to make a great comeback. But I know that a lot of...
I mean, that's fair. I will say, when Warzone 1 first came out, it was really fun, like a really fun BR, because it took all the complexity of PUBG and it just dumbed it down so that a bunch of different people can play it. And you didn't even mention PUBG. I mean, bro, I was in Walmart the other day, and I think they're doing like this little collab with like Cheez-Its. And I saw like the PUBG like faceless dude, what was it, unknown player or whatever? Yeah, I saw that thing on the box of a Cheez-It. And I was like, oh, I guess PUBG is still popping off in some way. So, I mean, that's still a thing. It's like, there are so many BRs that are just vying for one single person's time to like come play their game. What do you have? You got Warzone, PUBG, Fortnite, and Apex now? And now Finals just got released? There is that to take into account. Finals just got released.
A lot of people are really fed up with Apex and the lack of innovation and the lack of updates, which is very understandable. So I know a lot of people might be thinking, no, this isn't possible. Me, I think it is possible. Do I think that it's going to be very difficult? Yes. But do I think that's impossible? Absolutely not. I do have faith in the...
I don't know. I don't really think... It's like, when you think about like a sport, there's not a lot of innovation happening in like a regular sport like football, baseball, basketball, soccer, or hockey, whatever. Pick your poison. There's just not that. The thing that innovates a real sport is the changing of the rules. And so, what does that mean? So, like in football, for an example, like was it the last couple years, you're not allowed to actually tackle the quarterback with like excessive force, whatever that means. So anytime I saw like, there was like one time I saw a play and it just looked like a regular guy just tackling like a quarterback, and like I think the coach threw in like the flag or whatever. He's like, timeout. That was like excessive roughness, or like roughing the quarterback or something like that. And like they reviewed the play and it just looked like a normal tackle. It wasn't like, I didn't see his head like fucking whiplash or anything. It was like right at the chest area, shoulder girdle region. It wasn't like he's like breaking joints at the elbows or knees or anything like that. It just looked like a normal tackle. But apparently that was like supposed to be against the rules. But then I started listening to the announcers and they're like, oh, that's just a regular tackle. That's just football. But it just opens up the question that like nothing innovative happens in sports besides a rule change. So like you can't run at top speed like to just rail a fucking quarterback. So you take that concept and you apply it to a video game, and it's not the same because the target audiences are different. And kids, well I can't really say kids, but like younger people, it's like video games are catered towards younger people, and whenever they're playing like their favorite FPS or whatever, they expect shit to change. They expect new maps, new guns, new characters. I mean, that's all like happening right there. If you want all of those things, there are things to take into account, like why Apex isn't doing a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's because there's already so much stuff, in the game. Like, yes, there's not a lot of like innovation happening, but like, how could you innovate? Are you just going to introduce like more guns and just rotate like old guns out and put new guns into the loot pool? I mean, yeah, you could try. They could like shake up the gun meta. I mean, I don't know how they would. What else? They come out with new maps. And they break their old maps and like add like new areas and stuff to like their old maps. I think that's pretty cool. They come out with new characters, but anytime a new character gets dropped, it turns more and more into ability legends rather than just Apex Legends, where they want like the gunplay to be on the forefront instead of abilities. It's just that when a new character comes out, the abilities generally get stronger and stronger. It's called power creep. So, I mean, you could change like maybe the core mechanics of how like just the game runs, but the game runs on a source engine, and it's like a really clunky engine, like a game engine. Every time there's a patch, the game breaks, and the game's not even really playable until like a couple days after the patch, where they come out with a hot fix for the thing that they just newly introduced. So there's that. But yeah, there's a ton of reasons, man.
The Respawn team. Now, with my hopeful mindset aside, I would like to talk about some things that I do believe that could be a game changer for Apex. I think that it's really safe to say that when it comes to microtransactions, Apex is 100% the worst BR for it. Let me explain why I think that is before I get tomatoes thrown at me. Okay, so listen. Apex has a monthly store that obviously changes every month. And within that store, there's a little sidebar for limited time, which they use to sell you previous released skins with their variant, and that rotates every 3 days. Keep in mind, it's nothing new that ever comes to that limited time. They're just re-releasing old skins and their variants. Fortnite has a
it's like to give players a sense of FOMO, like fear of missing out. And like when it comes to, it's like the game is free to play. There is no real form of progression when you first download the game, other than playing the game, accumulating, the legend tokens, and then accumulating enough to unlock a legend. And then I think just recently they gave out like they didn't give, but like they updated like the gun progression system. Like you take a gun, you can level it up to like 1 to 100, but it's a really weird system in that you have to sprint with your gun out just to have like, because like one of the little tickers is like gun, like time with the gun in your hand. So people just run around with the gun in their hand, but you run faster when the gun is holstered. So just having that one little ticker there to have a form of progression is kind of, it goes against like what the core gameplay is. It's a free to play game, and I mean, yes, the cosmetics are kind of egregious with the pricing, but it's like, if you want the game to survive, to like make it, to cover their like monthly costs of like paying employees to, update the game, keep the game like updated, like overhead costs for, I don't know, servers, people's jobs, and so on and so forth. There's gonna be there has to be some level of give that the players have to engage in, and it doesn't have to be every player. I've seen a ton of times where a game can survive alone just off of the whales of that game. That like for Apex, there's a ton of streamers that like every time there's like a new store thing, as long as they're streaming, they could just write all that shit off on their taxes. And it's like they just buy everything on the store. Oh, limited time drop where like it comes with the little heirloom. They just buy all those, and a ton of people do this, man. It only takes, what was it? Somewhere between like 1 and 3%, like 3 to 1% of the player base to just constantly spend money on the game to keep a development studio alive, or at least like floating. Everything else is just like excessive profit or whatever. So, I mean, I would say it's okay to have like crazy cosmetics as long as the developer is constantly keeping up with their game, like updating it, trying to fix it, doing their best job, and keep cheaters out and all that stuff. Then it's like it feels alright to like buy cosmetics. But like if you're playing a game and it's free to play and it feels like the devs don't really communicate with the players, then I would say fuck that game. But if the devs are actually like trying to like make the game better and are being transparent with their reasoning, then yeah, go ahead, pay. Like I wish Apex would double down and like just go all in on this shit. I want like They have stickers that you can put on like your bats and cells and shit. I wish they would come out with like some Giga Mythic stickers with like little animations on it that it costs like $50 just to put a little sticker on it. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but you know, there's people out there that absolutely would. I wish they would double down on shit like that.
Rotating store with so many different crossovers from so many
Oh yeah.
different TV shows, movies.
Oh yeah. Isn't like 2,200 V-Bucks like $22, like $22? And holy crap, this is like, and how like Fortnite has like so much more. Like the Batman Who Laughs bundle. That's actually crazy. Fortnite is popping off with all this stuff. That's actually pretty cool. They got that there. Fortnite is just actually just killing it like with the cosmetics game. And I think that's awesome, man.
Other video game franchises, they are the gold standard of microtransactions and cosmetics, and it rotates every single day at
Wait.
of
Okay.
So many different crossovers.
Okay, so Marshall, Nevermore. So there's a bundle. If you buy the bundle, it's $20, but if you get each one individually, it's like 3,200. Yeah, I think this is fine. This is like a standard, I don't know, concept in like marketing. Like if you buy more, they can cut costs more. Whereas if you want to just buy like one thing, what is this fucking mom spaghetti? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so funny. I didn't know they did that. Yeah, like, but like having like to bundle everything together, then you get everything, and like cut the cost a little bit for the player. I think that's fine. I mean, granted, all you are really doing is just paying for ones and zeros for your character to look different. There's no like pay to win aspect to it. I think it's fine.
From so many different TV shows, movies, other video game franchises. They are the gold standard of microtransactions and cosmetics. And it rotates every single day at 8 p.m. and it's new every single day.
Dang, I actually like that. Do you think why Apex doesn't do that is because... I think one of the reasons why Apex doesn't do that is because they don't have maybe as many skins to go through like Fortnite does. Like Fortnite has licensed out to like get these characters in the game of Fortnite, and because they have like just a vast array of licenses, they can just afford to do that, you know? Kind of like Crumble Cookie. I fucking hate Crumble Cookie though. They do the same fucking thing. It's okay, I think. Well, I don't really like it to do that in a video game, to have like the little rotating FOMO bullshit. But when a real life store does that shit, oh my god, I am actually furious. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Monday. We don't have we don't have this and this cookie. You have to wait till Friday. It's like, bitch, I want that cookie now. God, that's so frustrating.
Sometimes things are recycled, yes, 100%, but a lot of the time it's new, innovative stuff. Not to mention the emoting. The same thing goes for Call of Duty. They just had a Nicki Minaj crossover where Nicki Minaj got a skin. They also have some crazy crossover skins like Spawn.
But what is really weird is that you would think because they're putting a Nicki Minaj skin in, there would be some like the audiences do not overlap. I am willing to bet. Like to some degree, there's like a little bit of overlap of like people that like listen to Nicki Minaj and then play Warzone. But I swear to God, dude, that overlap is so like small, dude. It's like minuscule. If anybody bought that skin, I'm pretty sure they just bought it just because for whatever the fuck, or they bought it as a meme just so they could play as Nicki Minaj and like maybe walk up behind someone and like just like get them. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous.
I know that they also have creator bundle skins. Apex has yet to do that when it comes to creativity and crossovers with the skins.
Yeah, they ain't doing that.
There's only been a handful of times.
Well, I don't know. They may do that, but the whole creator bundle skin, like a lot of this, it seems is like you're going hard in on the cosmetics. I don't think that it's the cosmetics is the actual reason that Apex is dying. It's just like, again, one piece of it. I think they will do the creator stuff, but it's just not. It's not going to be in a timely fashion. It's going to be it's gonna be one of those instances of too little, too late.
I think one collection event really that kind of pushed the boundary with a crossover skin, and that was Post Malone. Don't get me wrong, those skins are sick, but the rest of the store, it's just reskin after reskin with the same character concept design with just different designs on the exact same model. To me personally,
I mean, and also with Apex, a lot of gameplay is derived from identifying what kind of character is shooting at you, so you have an idea of what you're fighting against. So like if like a Horizon pokes out of this door, you're like, oh my god, it's a Horizon. What is she gonna do? What are her options? She can throw like her Q at you. She can throw her ult at you, and then a nade, and so on and so forth. Just having the identity of a character, it gives you so much information on what they can do. Now, if you were to see Post Malone walk out of this door as a skin, you have no idea what that character can do. Like, at all.
it just feels like reskins. Not to mention the amount that it costs to even get the skin. Now, I live in Canada, so we have the exchange rate thing. So for me to even buy 2,500 coins, it's like 30 bucks. Sorry, let me correct myself. I just double checked. It is $27.99 for 2,000 coins, and that buys a single skin because most of the legendary skins are 1,800. So the price point at which
that whole dollars to in-game currency thing, that is so scummy, and it really is. I am 100% in agreement with you on that one, dude.
That I am buying a single skin on Apex just isn't worth it in my eyes, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same. I think it would be extremely advantageous to just drop the prices of these skins. Pack bundles aside, do what you want with how much you're spending, but at least even it out. Like, cover the spread of a single legendary skin. Like, drop it to 900 maybe, or like 1,000. $30 gets me literally one skin, which is insane. The next thing is available game modes. We had an absolute hit of the 3 strikes mode, which was an absolute blast to play. A lot of people were extremely positive about it. The problem with it is it didn't bring back viewership, which how can you expect it to? I mean, really, it is the exact same game over and over again. You just have 3 lives. Was it fun? Absolutely. Did it bring back people to the game? No. Why is that? I suspect because it
if honestly, if it it probably just leveled out like the drop. It's like, oh god, this is something bearable. It's like they saw the drop, and then 3 strikes gets released, and it's like, oh god, it leveled out. Thank god.
Was the only thing that was out at the time. So we have trios, we have duos, and we have mixed.
Literally nothing for solo queue. Actually nothing for solo queue. Still. And it's been, what, 3-4 years or something like that when Apex has came out. It's still, it's a team-based game. If you're not 3 stacking, you ain't trying.
That's it, and that's all we've had for a pretty long time. Now, back in the day, granted, this should be enough to keep people happy. This is not back in the day. Unfortunately, we live in 2020.
Yes, unfortunately, we live in 2023, going on 2024, and there's just so much fierce competition, and competition amongst the developers is good for the consumer, all right, because it literally forces them to make decisions. All right, that's great. If some BR, if there was only one BR, that would be horrible because they would have a monopoly on it. And what you see is what you get, period. That's it. So, I don't know, maybe keep an eye out. Maybe they'll make some decisions and come up with some new shit to do, some updates or whatever. But, I mean, it's not the worst thing that there are, like, a bunch of different BRs and, like, multiplayer FPSs that, you know, are vying for your attention.
23 now, where the gold standard is constantly raised. The bar is always set higher, and I hate to keep going back to Fortnite. And I know some people might say it's even an unfair comparison, but it's really not. It's a battle royale. But what they have done is they have expanded into so many different modes. Even as I'm sitting here making this right now, tomorrow they come out with this brand new Lego Fortnite, which is just an extension of Fortnite. But you have creative world building in Fortnite as well. I'm kind of getting sidetracked here. What I'm saying is there needs to be a bit more of diversity diversity when it comes to the Apex playlist. We've had duos for
Yeah.
how long? I can't even remember when we didn't have duos. Would it be so difficult to even just add duos ranked, or even a solos mode with only, you know, quote, movement legends or solo legends? So that whole argument,
Bro, where's solo ranked? Where's solo ranked queue? You know, I mean, there is that little checkbox right there, like queue as solo. You can check or uncheck, and then you go into like duo pubs or what is it, trio pubs. I mean, that's fine, but nobody really plays Apex for the pubs. Everybody plays Apex for the ranked, and there's still no solo queue. So hey,
of team play is obsolete? What about a ground war mode where you up the players to 100 and you double the loot spawn? These are just things off the top of my head that could just be implemented. That would make things more diverse and more enjoyable for a lot of people.
I like that idea.
Another
actually,
big one that I see a lot of people complaining about that has really ruined the game for them is the matchmaking. Now, it's been known that Apex SBMM has been absolutely wild off of its rocker hard and super strict. I feel it too, so I can only imagine what the casual player base does have to go through when they are against, you know, a lot of 3 stacks. And I get it. I'm on your side. It really sucks, but at the same time, everybody has to understand that SBMM has to be in a BR to a certain degree. My vote is you protect the bottom 25% because those are the quote bots, and you just disperse the top 75% amongst each other. Do your best to really nail into the matchmaking that solos should be paired against solos and 3 stacks should be paired against 3 stacks. Now, I say that like it's the easiest thing. I'm not a developer. I don't know what the coding is like when it goes into that stuff or how difficult it really is to pull that off. But as it sits right now, it's not really working to the extent that people want it to. While we're talking about the competitive nature of Apex and what it has turned into, which is an absolute sweat fest, which I'm okay with. I'm a sweaty too. Don't get me wrong. We got to touch on ranked just a little bit. So I know I've said it in the past. The whole matchmaking off of MMR just completely negates the whole rank that you see in your top right corner. And I'm a firm believer that a lot of people were turned off from that. It makes no sense to be a gold player playing in pred lobbies all the way up just to make it to pred to play in the same lobbies. It's a bit redundant. So if you look at it from a perspective of if you have a brand new player on this game and you have me, for example, and we are grinding the ranks, whatever, I'm in silver and this guy's in silver. I play ranked in silver against Preds because it's basing it off of MMR. The new player in silver is playing against actual silvers. The new player makes it up to gold. Let's say I stop my grind at gold. Is it a fair evaluation to say that we are both gold caliber players? No.
Oh yeah, that's always gonna, like, the whole smurfing thing. That's a problem with every FPS multiplayer though. I mean, yeah, you can kind of, I don't even know how you can crack it down more. Like, I know like streamers do it and like YouTubers do it. But that's just like a whole nother like can of worms essentially. Like, I don't like smurfing or anything like that, but I don't think you could bring that like low level player into the like the pred lobbies either.
Of course not. We're playing 2 completely different games, which is where I think that
one of the main issues is the whole ranked. It's the, what is it, like the hidden MMR? Isn't there like a hidden MMR in Apex? I don't think Apex knows how to like correctly identify like all the correct bullet points to identify like things a player does well or things a player lacks. Like, yes, you have ALGS, and then you have like ALGS is like the tippy top, and then you have like that's that final lobby at LAN. And then you have like a couple qualifier tournaments before, and then you have like some spin-off tourneys like on the side, and then there's just like people doing practice scrims over there. And then you have like just ranked people that, you know, go in like Predator, Master, what is it, Diamond, Plat, so on and so forth. There's like a seemingly linear progression, but I don't think Apex has the correct I don't know, hidden variables to identify and tell you like a player what they're doing right and wrong whenever they go into a match. You know, as far as like hidden elo goes, besides like, okay, you one clip that guy, good, you did the good thing, great. That's like one aspect of it, like how fast you get from like point to point. You know, it's a BR. There's so many variables to take into account. I don't think that the matchmaking system is inclusive enough, or I don't know what's the word. It's like the matchmaking system isn't not eloquent. It's not like all encompassing enough to figure out, because like if you have one team that, you know, they land on a point, and then like let's say they scan the beacon, and then they just zoom it to like the zone 3, try to like call a good spot, versus a team that does the same thing but somewhere else on the map, but they don't want to zoom it to zone 1. They're gonna play on edge and try to kill all like the teams and shit like on the outside, and then maybe they survive and maybe they keep killing and they just win. So it's like there's two different strategies going on, and it's not like the matchmaking system can't identify whether or not the edge team played good or the zone team played good.
We missed the mark, and which has turned a lot of players off. To be honest with you, I feel like I've kind of went off the deep end here with my tinfoil hat and just went into full-blown constructive criticism mode. I just really want this game to succeed, man. I absolutely love this game. It is.
Oh yeah, so do I. I mean, I haven't played Apex like in a while now, but like the game feels good. The gunplay is good. It has some of like the best movement to date still. You know, finals just came out, and I mean, finals movement is like really good, but it doesn't feel as good as like Apex.
It is my favorite game of all time, hands down. So obviously, I'm going to voice my opinions on what I think needs to be brought to light and be shown. So hopefully there are changes. Now, I'm going to be the first one to say, maybe my ideas aren't that great. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you have ideas of your own, which is great. We should voice our opinions to hopefully get some changes that will.
You know what I think? I think Apex should adopt the World of Warcraft / Blizzard mindset. Literally, look at what every type of mode every other FPS is doing, and just steal it and slap on a different word for it. And they kind of have done that. You know, like look at all of the types of different game modes that Halo has, all the different types of game modes that Fortnite has, all different types of game modes Call of Duty has. What else? Look at all the modes. Just make like a big list. And then you go through that list and be like, okay, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that. And then just make those modes and put them in the game. You can even make it easier in that. Remember when Arena came out, they made Arena specific maps? Like just literally take some of those modes, and if you wanted to, you can make some maps specifically for those game modes. All right? You could do that. Or you could do like the slightly lazy thing and just take a chunk out of like some existing maps because the areas feel good or whatever reason, and then put the game mode in that chunk of the map. There's nothing wrong with that.
Will keep this game afloat. Like I said earlier in this video, I do not believe that Apex Legends is dead. Is it going through some stuff?
Yeah, it is.
Some pessimistic people might say it has one foot in the grave. More positive people might say it's a slingshot. Realistically, this isn't boiling down to any of us that play the game. This boils down to the development team at Respawn and how they're going to respond to what's been going on with Apex Legends in terms of viewership, in terms of player base. I'm sure it's a huge wake-up call to them, and trust me, if I was in their position, I would 100% be looking at this and be like, okay guys, what can we do? This is.
I mean, and also like there's a bunch of other variables to why like the Apex numbers are down. I mean, just at least off of Steam and Twitch and so on and so forth. Like the finals came out, and that's a thing. I think like the ALGS circuit is like over with, and it's like just now starting up again, I think. Or maybe it's got like a month or so. Like anytime like the ALG, like when ALGS circuit is like on, like Apex numbers go up. Anytime the ALGS circuit is like off, Apex numbers go down. So that's 100% a thing. When any game like you know FPS multiplayer thing comes out with like some update, that's gonna take away players from Apex 100%. So there's just a lot of variables that go on.
is a wake-up call. I don't know if that's exactly what they're doing. I can only assume. So I guess that leads me into my final segment of the video of, you know, what's next for the channel? What's next for content creation on Apex? For me personally, my thought process is I want to stick with Apex, but I also want to cover more ground and expand into other games. I'll be honest with you, I've been really enjoying Fortnite. You guys might see a Fortnite video tomorrow or later this week on the main channel. I'm also taking a look at Warzone, and I'm sure a lot of your favorite content creators are probably in the same boat thinking the exact same thing. I know that Rich recently posted a video on Fortnite, which you guys should 100% go check out. Rapture also posted a video on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, also banger, you should go check out. But as for Apex, we're in this weird limbo right now, especially with me, because I absolutely adore the game. I still love playing it, but there just doesn't seem to be enough interest. And if I want to continue to do my job as a content creator and provide the best content possible for you guys that you guys enjoy watching, I'm gonna have to innovate a little bit. So I say this with the highest of hopes moving forward with Apex. I'm hoping things in the next, 4 or 5 months time, they really turn around and Apex makes a huge change, an overhaul, and things start to get better for Apex. I think a lot of people are in the same boat. At the end of the day, all we can really do is wait and see.
Yep.
So I hope you guys stay positive about it, just like I am. And yeah, that about does it. I hope you guys enjoy the videos upcoming for the, Fortnite, maybe some Warzone. And yeah, I love y'all.
Nice.
Thank you for listening.
All right, cool. I dig it. Yeah, I mean, maybe Apex is just going through the ringer right now. Who knows, man? Maybe I mean, what season is it on? Is it on like season like 18, 19, 20 or some shit? It's like, I mean, Apex has been around for a long time, and to me it kind of seems like they're kind of slow to like adapt to the changing environment that happens around it. But that's just my 2 cents. I mean, I could be wrong. Who knows? I mean, I hope Apex does well, but that's all gonna depend on the devs. But yeah, good video, man. I like it, and I want to see more. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.